You ask anybody in the community, you just mention the Red House, they know exactly. You don't even have to say the YMCA sometimes. They know.
Well, the Red House actually predates me being the executive director. I actually came to this Y in 1979 and remember knocking on the Red House door for my interview. And at that point, I was hired as the school-age child care director.
The Red House was something special. It was like having children in your own home. Each classroom was a special room. They had colors or names that, you know, put it apart from the others. The teachers all worked well together, and it was just a wonderful place for the kids. We had kids come back all the time. We had parents who were gym jammers that came back and brought their kids to the program. So it was really something special.
I believe that the Red House was actually unique in its sense that it was a little house, a little family, with it being the family within this little red house of all the children. It was warm, inviting. It didn't feel so industrial with all the brick walls and so forth. It just had a very comfy feeling, and I think the children felt very comfortable in those classrooms.
The experience changed my life. I mean, I started there as a high schooler, and then right out of high school got a job full-time there, and it changed who I was. I met my husband there. All 4 of my children have gone through the program.
Well, the Gym Jams program was nursery school. When my children were there, it started at 3 years and went up through until you went to kindergarten.
Gym Jams actually began even before the Red House. It was at Grand Street. And when the YMCA purchased the property here in the late 60s, early 70s, the Gym Jams program moved to the Red House. And the Red House served that program faithfully for 35 years through new furnaces, new roofs, renovations, changes, and continued to grow as the needs of the community grew.
It was a place for the kids to come, meet friends, get ready for kindergarten, but yet have a good time doing it, learning when they didn't even realize they were learning. And the best part of it was the faculty. The teachers there were so warm and welcoming. If you ever had a problem, they were there to help you take care of it. Then when I started to work there, it was the same thing. You know, we just really became a family.
It was just such a warm feeling. It wasn't anything that was put on. The teachers generally loved the children. It was like bringing up their own kids. And it was just a special feeling that way. And their classes were small, and it just kept it very, very personal. The kids get such a good head start there. They're just, they're treated like people and not just a number coming through the door. They're really treated as family. And I think that makes a big difference in how they feel about education and the world in general. The final graduation of Gym Jams was kind of sad in a way. We did have a lot of staff that came back and a lot that aren't with us any longer, but it was nice to see people, and the kids were wonderful. They had put on a great little show. They brought flowers for all the past employees of the Red House, and they really had a great time at it.
We were invited back, the former teachers and former staff, and it was nice to see people you hadn't seen in a couple of years. And even people, even before my time, that I had heard names and just didn't know faces. So it was a really nice ceremony.
The thing that really struck me was all of the teachers that came to share that. All of the teachers from the past, all of those folks that are still part of the Fanwood-Scotch Plains community. As I looked at them all standing there, they're our neighbors. They're the people that live in our community and have been part of the Y for a long time. And then as I turned around and I looked at the kids in their caps and gowns, it was just a real nice celebration.
That was really neat. It was neat to see everybody come back, and especially having been there, a lot of the teachers that were there when I was in the office came back, so it was really neat to see them. And people like Kathy that were parents when I was there, and they were there as teacher staff, so you just see how the family just grows and grows and grows.
It's just been a great place for me. It's held a lot of wonderful memories, and when my children heard the Red House was coming down, they were talking about starting a petition, Save the Red House. They were a little concerned about it not being here any longer. It was sad to watch it come down. I know I'm looking forward to the new building, and I know it's not the building that makes the program, but the Red House will be missed. It was a sad day watching it come down.
Oh, there had to be thousands that went through the program at the Red House, and I'm sure most of them will miss the Red House being here. One parent in particular had 6 children that went through our program, so she was there every day for like almost 10 years. And she brought every one of her kids back to have their picture taken in front of the Red House before it came down.
So as the Red House was coming down, which was a bittersweet kind of thing, we knew we needed to build that space and create space that children would still feel welcomed here at the Y. So the first floor renovations will be just kids space for gym jams, for the nursery school tradition to continue. We are also going to create space for our school-age kids and our teens to, again, enhance that experience here at the Y.
The Red House itself, the legacy will be the good memories growing up, the good start the children got in life, life lessons that they learned as little children, and the friends they made. My children had made friends in gym jams. When they got married, those friends were in their wedding parties, and they're still friends today. So I think the legacy will go on.